Howdy y'all. Buckle up cowboys, cause today we're tackling the quality control of Wave 2 LPS. Hi guys, it's LpsHoney and welcome to another video. So, Wave 2 G7 LPS. There has been a lot of discourse about them online. I've opened some already and had a pretty decent experience. However, there have been so many cases online of people unboxing their LPS and getting them completely misprinted, painting errors, even some missing eyes. It's pretty wild, and I was especially shocked personally because, like I said, I had such a good experience with the pets I've bought so far. I recommend you check out that unboxing if you haven't already. I do cover some of the quality issues I personally found with the white LPS, but overall, the pets that I personally unboxed were great. And that's why for me personally, as an ambassador, it was really disheartening to see so many people get such bad condition Wave 2 pets. So I went ahead and bought a whole box of Wave 2 blind boxes, because I want to get to the bottom of this. Not only am I going to be unboxing all 18 of the blind box pets, I'm also going to be going over the different codes that kind of impact the quality of the littlest pet shops. If you don't know what I'm talking about with the codes, don't worry, I'll fill you all in. But Basic Fun also sent me 3 blind boxes to open as well. I went ahead and opened these boxes already, so I'll quickly show you the pets we got, and then we'll get into the full case unboxing and also talking about the codes and quality control that seems to be impacting this second wave. In my first blind box from Basic Fun, I got this fish. He's definitely interesting looking. Not my favorite fish mold, not my favorite color. Just look at the front profile, my guy. What is that? Overall though, his simplistic design seems to be painted on fairly decently and the quality's fine. I will say he is a lot less squishy than Wave 1. Like, I'm really pushing and I'm hardly making a dent in him. The second pet I got from Basic Fun is this goat. I absolutely love this pet. It wasn't one of the ones I was super looking forward to in the blind boxes, but now that I have it in my hands, I can comfortably say I am a fan of this pet. And the third pet I got sent was this seagull. And from first view, it looks fine, but I personally have some gripes with it. This is the first pet where I actually saw some quality control issues. And we're not just talking about different colored plastic, which I mentioned previously in my videos. We're talking about actual, like, misprint, messy paint, glue on the body. My guy's even missing paint off his feet. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but there's even, like, almost like a fingerprint mark on the beak where the paint has set. It's really weird. Design wise, he's fine. Quality control wise, this is the worst I've personally seen so far. But we're now going to open the whole case of blind boxes. I want the quality to be good. Don't get me wrong, these pets are going in my collection. No way do I want bad misprinted pets. But if there are, I'm going to show you guys and we're going to talk about it. I do want to thank Basic Fun quickly though for sending me these 3 pets. The goat's my absolute favorite out of the 3, and we will be seeing them again when I open up the full case of ones that I bought with my own money. I'm going to leave timestamps in the description down below if you want to skip to a specific area. But I am going to start off by opening up all the blind box pets, and then we'll get into the codes and how they're affecting the quality of Wave 2. Also, these blind boxes are available on Amazon for sale right now as a full set. That's where I got mine. Here's what a full case of Wave 2 looks like. In our display window, we have the David Bowie German Shepherd. We have a little sneak peek at all 18 pets. On the side of the box, it gives you a bit of a bigger, clearer image of them all. I also want to say that Wave 2's box at the back is just freaking adorable with all the pets. And on the other side, just like Wave 1, we have some little pets peeking out of the window. That's what the blind boxes look like. Very cute. I have no complaints with the packaging. You know, I think it's adorable, just like Wave 1. On the back, we have a look at all the pets that you can get in the blind boxes. Personally looking really forward to finally getting the panda and llama. I'm going to open these one by one, look at the card, accessories, and pets, and see what the quality's like. I also want to mention the code at the bottom of the box for my blind boxes are the KX variant. Again, we're going to do a deep dive into this whole code debacle, but just keep that in mind. The blind boxes I'm opening are KX. Our first blind box pet is number 87, the donkey. Here's his little coin code. He also comes with a pamphlet, and here he is. His accessory is this mossy green bucket, which I personally really like. I like the color choice that they used, more neutral, kind of less in your face. As for the pet himself, he seems pretty decently printed. There is a little paint missing on the white part on his head, and the eye is ever so slightly off the actual position it's meant to be on, but you can't really tell, and it looks pretty clean overall, just like looking at it from a relatively normal distance. If you got super duper up close, you can see it a bit more, but like I said, it's nothing. Oh, autofocus. Oh, it's nothing too bad for me personally. The bubble's good. The head is rock solid. Like, I can't squish this at all, and I think overall it's a honestly decently looking pet. He's pretty cute. The little personality mark are these hearts on the side of its body. I really like them. I think that they're not too like gaudish looking, which is really nice. And overall, I'm happy with this pet. We're off to a good start, thank God. I hope I don't jinx it. Blind box number 2. Our second pet is the toxic waste possum number 86. Here's his Roblox code. Oh boy. Well, his accessory is a little piece of pizza. Love that. New accessories, always welcome. As for the pet himself, he's intense, and he's kind of got his own little cult following online of people who love the trash possum, and I get it. You know, now that I have it, I'm kind of vibing with it. I'll say though, I am seeing some quality control issues with this one. As you can see, there's some marks in this one's eye. There's also some random paint on the back of the head. No idea what this is from. There's small issues which even happened back in the day of G2 LPS, but I still want to point them out for you guys. I also want to mention that I think that Basic Fun has completely changed the plastic that they're using for the heads, because these things are freaking solid and they even sound different. So this is a wave 2 pet and this is a wave 1 pet. The sound test is going to be really strange, but bear with me. Slightly softer plastic, more reminiscent of G2 pets. But if I tap this possum's head on the floor, solid plastic. It's definitely harder than wave 1. You can't squish these heads at all. It's kind of crazy. Definitely can't tell visually the difference between the plastics, but they do feel different. I don't think it's a bad thing, and it personally does solve an issue a lot of people had with these softer, squishier heads, so that is something to note. As for this particular pet in general, it's really grown on me a lot more. I definitely wasn't a fan of the colors when I first saw it, but now having it in my hands, I'm like, okay. Oh my god, I just realized he doesn't have the flower on the head. What? Am I tripping? That's his personality mark. What? Guys, I'm literally googling images to make sure like this isn't just a normal thing, and yeah, he is meant to have this green mark on his head, but mine's missing it. Love how I was praising the printing this whole time and I didn't even realize he's missing his freaking personality mark on the top of his head. That's crazy. I personally don't mind, but wow, I can't believe that it doesn't have the personality mark, which is like the whole gimmick of G7 LPS. Holy crap. I don't know what to say. Guess I'm fine with it, but if you're somebody who like really was looking forward to his little flowery head, that could definitely be disappointing. I don't even know how that happens. Like, how do they not print a whole part of a pet? Would this be classed as a misprint or a variant? I don't know. Yeah, I'm just really in shock right now. Let's move on, I guess. Definitely something to note. That your pets could just be missing their personality marks, I guess. Let's move on to our third blind box and hope nobody else is missing anything. Well, please don't hate me for missing that misprint. Like, I was hyper focused on the eyes and didn't even realize that the mark was missing. Our next pet is the monkey. Now, I have already opened this one, so let's see if the quality has changed at all with these KX coded boxes. Again, if you know, you know with the codes. If you don't, I'll explain it in the end, don't worry. He's number 85, an absolute cutie. I loved him when I opened him before. He comes with a little pack of peanuts, and here is his Roblox code. Oh, he's interesting. So this is the one I just opened. I'm gonna put him here, and this is the one I opened previously. Can someone tell me why this new one looks fake and the colors are like completely different? Again, this is a KX blind box, where this one is a ES blind box. You tell me which one looks better, because I know which one I'm choosing. Okay, but let's talk about the monkey though, and we'll get to the comparisons later when I talk about the codes. Here he is. As you can see, the feet and hands colors are completely different to the face color. It kind of almost matches the eye color more than the face, which is really throwing me off. He at least has his personality mark printed on this time. He's not missing anything, and he looks pretty decent. If I didn't have the other monkey to directly compare him to, I'd feel like he looked fine, except for the color mismatching a bit. But that's something we've seen before with LPS in G7, so it's nothing new. But the fact that I have this one to compare it to, which just looks wildly better, is insane. Like, he really just looks fake, which makes me so sad. Like, what happened? What happened here? Like, they feel good quality, they just don't look it. So why is his head up so high? The neck peg is like kind of a bit buggy. But let's keep moving to our fourth blind box. Started off really strong with the donkey, and I feel like it's been a slow trajectory downhill since there. Like, basic fun, what did y'all do? Oh, we got our goat again. There's the code. So this one's accessory is a little tub of leaves, and here's the goat, and it's looking great. If I compare it to the one that Basic Fun sent me, it's pretty much identical. I think the eye is slightly misprinted on the right side, but you can't really tell. And like I've said, I haven't really seen anybody have any issues with the goats. They really do seem to be like the good egg of the bunch. Just like all the other pets I've opened in these blind boxes, it has the harder head and everything like that. But overall, like, it's good quality. I'm really happy with this pet in particular. So if you're looking to get one of the blind box pets, I can confidently recommend the goat. The colors are a little different from the like preview image on the card, but it's not a major difference and it still looks completely fine. Best blind box pet 2024 of wave 2. Let's go. The next pet is our cheesy little iguana, which I'm so happy to get. This one's number 83. So I think I forgot to mention it, but the goat is number 84. Here's their little Roblox code. Good lord, my eyes. Honestly, very quickly, his accessories are a little sardine can. But let's talk about the pet, because are y'all seeing this eye placement? Oof. I just want to say his color is intense. This is the brightest LPS by far, even brighter than the orange fish I showed earlier. He is like, he's like a beam of light. I don't know if you can tell, but his left eye is very misplaced. You can see it is not printed on the eye mold completely how it should be. Like, some of the other pets were a bit misplaced, but you could get by, but this one is very noticeable. His eye is kind of just drifting away off to the left. The rest of him seems to be printed fine. He has his personality mark on the side, which is a little lightning bolt. And they even painted the little teeny tiny bumps on his back, which I will say for a blind box pet is pretty impressive. Then you look at the printing of the eye and you're dragged back down to reality. Eye placement's very unfortunate and he just looks wonky overall because of it. Everything else I think is fine. Even how intense he is, he still looks great. I just wish my one's eye was printed properly. Other than that, I'm okay with him. Like, I do really like his design and colors and everything. It's just, you know, disappointing, that one eye placement. At least he's not missing anything though, so I'll give him that. On to our next blind box. Oh, we have the kiwi bird. This one I've seen has a lot of printing errors from images that have been posted online, so hopefully my one's okay. He's number 82, and let's just see what we got. Here's the Roblox code. His accessory is this transparent fish, which is really cool. I like this accessory a lot. It kind of looks like a little salmon. Let's take a look at that pet though. Okay, I think I got lucky. His right eye is misprinted. You can see he's got kind of like a little eye bag going on there compared to the left one. But in general, it's not misprinted to the point where you can really tell, like the iguana. I've seen a lot of people post this one online with a bunch of printing errors on the body, on the eyes. He's just been a bit of a mess. So I'm kind of glad that I got lucky with my one and he's printed okay. The eye is still misplaced, but it could be a lot worse from what I've seen online. Everything else seems to be printed fine. He has his personality marks above his eyes. I remember when he was announced online, so many people said he looked like this fake LPS, which is so funny that they chose like the same color. But here he is. Definitely an interesting color combo. Not my favorite by any means. I'm okay with the aqua, honestly. I think that the aqua is pretty nice. I'm not a fan of the yellow with the aqua. I think a different color combo would have gone better there. But overall, I think he's kind of cute. Like, don't shoot me. He's cute in like an ugly duckling kind of way. Like, look at him. Does he look as good as this photo here? Hell no. But for me, he's got a little special place in my heart. Let's move on to the next one. At number 7, it's our little dog. I actually don't know what mold this is. I know it's not a Scotty dog, but it's kind of similar to a Scotty dog. I don't know. But he's number 81. Here is his code. So his accessory is this little red brush. I'm gonna need to speak to somebody in quality control because I looked at this man and I thought, okay, he ate. He looks great. But then I picked him up and I heard his head. Why is his head already broken? He's brand new. Who broke this man? There's like a loose piece of plastic floating around in his noggin. And then I saw that he had a little paint missing in his ear and I thought, okay, whatever, I can live with that. But then I saw that they somehow smudged their LPS logo, and then I saw that the gradient on this back leg is pretty much non-existent. They like missed that leg for some reason. The other ones look okay, but this back leg, no. Basic Fun, what's happening? I don't know if they changed manufacturers or like factories that they're working with, but go back, okay? I can deal with the slightly squishy heads. Just go back, please. Whatever's happening with these pets, the quality control is in the garbage. Like, I can deal with slight misprints or like missing pieces of paint and stuff like that, but when I'm getting a brand new LPS that already has a broken piece inside its head, that's not acceptable. All I'm saying is, how long till this man's head falls off completely? Like, I'm gonna start a countdown at this point. But let's dial it back and take a look at the positives. Besides all of these flaws, as a design, I think the pet looks really cute. I like the design. I like the gray. I like the gradient. I like his stupid little pose. Like, I really like this pet as it is, design-wise. Quality-wise, that's a different story. But I do like how he looks. He got that wide stance, he's standing on business, he has a little like lucky clover on his back almost. I think it's just a normal flower, but I'm gonna say it's a lucky clover. Lucky that his head's still attached at this point, goddamn. So the blind boxes have been counting down, so this should be the axolotl. And it is, and this is another one that I've previously opened, so we can do a little side-by-side comparison. And for anyone curious, it's number 80. Here's their code. So his accessories are these little green apples, and I'd say he looks pretty good. Printing wise, everything seems to be in its proper place. He has his personality marks. There's no real smudges or misalignment on the eyes that I can see. So you might be thinking he looks pretty good, pretty snazzy, pretty spiffy even. But let's compare him to the one I opened previously that I got in America. Oh my! For the same pet, they look very different. I'm gonna go into comparisons later, but right off the bat you can tell that the head mold is different. This guy has a big chin for some reason. His eyes are smaller, his frills are pink instead of purple, and he's just kind of smaller in general. His body and head are actually smaller than this one. It's really confusing to me how the same pet can look so different, especially like look at the gills. That is a completely different color. But let's take this guy out of the equation. Let's pretend I don't have him. Just looking at this pet how it is, he looks fine. There's no printing errors. I think he looks, you know, good as he is. Comparing it to the other one, I think he looks worse. But if I didn't have that one, I'd be happy with this pet. Like, I feel like you can confidently buy the axolotl as well. Just like the goat, I haven't really seen a lot of misprints on the axolotl online, so this may be another good pet to look out for if you're looking for like a guaranteed non-misprint. These two are holding up the mantle of wave 2 blind boxes right now. This next pet should be the WOLFCAT that I previously opened. I'll do another side-by-side comparison of this one as well. Here's the card, which everyone loves to point out has the Shutterstock logo still on in the background, the watermark. How did they not notice the watermark in this image? Like, what? Here's the code. And here's the pet and accessory. This one's accessory is a little fish bone. Here's the little pet shop. From what I can see, no errors or misprintings, which is a nice change of pace. I think overall it looks pretty good. I like this pet. It was one of my favorite pets from the blind boxes, like design wise, when I very first saw them. I just realized the paw is printed differently. You may be thinking, how did I notice this? Well, it's because I've already opened this pet previously. And as you can see, the front paw is meant to be fully painted. And I will say this could be a variant instead of a misprint, just because it is such a clean misprint. If it is, like, it's just the outside paw painted and not the inside. So I don't know for sure. If anyone's come across this misprint or variation, let me know. But here they are side by side. I personally don't know which one I like better. I think this one's eyes look bigger, so they look cuter, but this one's eyes look more like solidly printed on, so I really like that. But the eyes also look a little more derpy, and this one looks a little more like, I don't know, cutesy. The head mold's also different, which is really jarring. This one's wider and this one's skinnier. Again, just for now, let's pretend I don't have this one and we'll just look at this pet as it is. Just looking as it is, I like the design. It's probably my favorite design out of all the blind box pets. I still don't know if the paw is misprinted or just a variant, but other than that, everything else looks fine on it. Another solid looking pet out of all of them we've opened so far. This next pet is our seagull, which Basic Fun sent me, but I'm also going to open this one and see if they compare quality wise, because the one I was sent had a few misprints on it. It's number 78, and let's see. Here's the code. His accessory is half a coconut. And here's the pet. Already, I'd say he looks better. He doesn't seem to have the painting issues that my other one had on its wing, and the feet are fully painted at the bottom this time. They are side by side for a comparison. This is the one Basic Fun sent me, and this is the one I just opened. You can see this one's a bit patchy and all over the place on the wing. You can also see the difference in the missing paint on the bottom of the feet. I will say, this one I just opened, his right eye's kind of going extendo mode outside of the mold. It's weird. I don't know why it's like that. This one looks great. Like, this one's inside the lines, perfectly printed, and this one just decided to drift out of the lines. It's not too severe, and you honestly can't tell unless you're looking at it very closely, and you can see the difference in the two eyes. So I'm pretty happy with this one, and I'm glad that it's in a better condition than the other one I got. Now that I have one that isn't missing paint and stuff, I can definitely appreciate the design more, and I think he looks pretty cute. Little minty seagull. Moving along, I think this is our 11th blind box. This one is the pink bunny, and it is number 76. Here is the code, and here is the pet and accessory, and she's really cute. The accessory is two little carrots, and the pet itself is pretty adorable. It's not my favorite bunny mold, but I'm not mad about this one at all. It's printed really well. I like the little personality mark on the ear. I think it's a cute touch. And just in general, I think it's a really adorable looking pet. It's very sweet looking, and I'm just happy that everything's printed correctly. I'd confidently say this is probably one of my favorite versions of this bunny mold, so I'm really happy with this one. I think it looks really cute. I love the little blonde tuft of hair as well. I think it's a nice kind of differentiation between all the pink that's going on. This is the experience I wanted to have with all of the pets in these blind boxes, not misprints and broken parts. I also think the eyes are really adorable. I'm so happy with this one. Our 12th blind box is the super adorable Pomeranian. I have high hopes for this pet. I am praying that everything's printed correctly because I love this mold. I love Pomeranian LPS. And this one is number 77. So let's see how he looks. But firstly, here's the Roblox code. Bufferger2, and here's the accessories. It's a little pile of snowballs. I love this accessory, so I don't know why. There's certain LPS accessories I'm like, I'm just excited to get, and the snowballs are one of them. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we don't get snow here. I just think it's cute. Thank LPS Jesus, he is printed okay. Left eye is ever so slightly off where it's meant to be printed, but you can't even tell. He looks amazing. I'm so happy with this one. Like, oh my god, the contrast between this and something like this, like, how are these two in the same set? The quality is wildly different. Love him, I love him, I love him. This may be my new favorite pet of the blind boxes. Actually, WOLFCAT, move out of the way. Pomeranian's here to stay. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm like nervously checking that everything's printed where it's meant to be. It does have the personality marks, which is great, and they're printed in the right spots. The LPS logo's there. Like, everything is working for this pet. I really love the Pomeranian mold. I think it's an underrated pet, so when I saw that they were releasing one in the Wave 2 blind boxes, I was so excited. I was definitely looking forward to the WOLFCAT more, just because because I liked the design. But now that I have this one in my hands, I'm gonna have to give this one my favorite spot. I just think it's really cute. Definitely similar to a previously released G2 Pomeranian, but I don't own that one, and it's kind of expensive online, so I'm happy to have this one, and I'm fine with it being similar because it gives me a chance to own a pet that I might not be able to get because of the price point. Another shining beacon in this blind box pack, for me at least. So big thumbs up for the Pomeranian. It looks so cute, and I love the gradients so much. I would have loved to have seen a bit of gradient on the body as well, just to break up all the brown. But other than that, it looks great, and I love this pet. I've been saved, y'all. I'm back on a happy track. The Pomeranian's bringing me back from the depths. I've cleared the top 2 rows. We're on our final 6 blind boxes. So far, the numbers have been opposite in this box, so I believe if we're basing it off what we've already opened, this should be this little green bird here. Voila, we have LPS number 75. There is the Roblox code, and here's our pet and accessory. The accessory is this little piece of watermelon, and printing wise, the pet looks pretty clean. It does have a little green spot on the middle of its face. That's pretty easy to clean off though with some acetone. Other than that, everything else seems to be printed like really well inside the lines. The personality mark is these little stars on the wing, and they look really cute. Overall, I'm happy with this one. I really like the color choice as well. I think it's pretty similar to a previously released G2 LPS. I could be wrong though, but I'll put an image on screen of the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, I like this pet. This is a good one. I'm really happy that everything's inside the lines. Honestly, can't see anything wrong with this bird, and I just realized the little mark on its face came off, so it was just like a speck or something, so this one's great. This next pet should be the purple paw up cat. Here's the card, very cute. The Roblox code. Oh my god, okay, this one looks great. Accessories are these little heart cookies. Iconic LPS accessory. Pet itself looks really good. I really like this one. When I first saw it, I wasn't too sure about the color combo with like the yellow and the white. I wasn't feeling it, but now that I have it in my hand, I can say that I'm really liking it. It's not as intense as I thought it would be. It's definitely more of like a dulled pastel kind of purplish color, and the yellow is way more pastel than I thought it would be, which I think really kind of brings it back for me. So I'm really liking this one. I feel like the image on the card looks a lot darker, and if it was that kind of purple, maybe I wouldn't like it as much, but this kind of pastel wash that it's got going on, I am a big fan of. Just like the bird, I can't really see any major printing errors anywhere, you know, nothing that's really standing out to me. Honestly, I can't even see any minor painting errors, which is great. I wish we had started the box off like this because this one looks amazing. Also, my finger's been kind of covering it up, but it also has this little tuft of hair at the top, which is so freaking cute. It also kind of matches the pattern on the tail as well. This one gets a big thumbs up for me. Like, quality wise, you know, everything's looking great for her, so definitely another favorite of mine from the blind boxes. Really hoping we can finish off strong because those previous 2 were really good. This one here should hopefully be the David Bowie dog, which I do already own because I got it in America, so we can do a side-by-side comparison between them as well. It is, yay! Ground control to Major Tom. 0 box code. He's got little beauty marks. His pet's accessory is a little bone. I love this color, this kind of deep pinkish red. Ugh, it's beautiful. Then we have our pet, and besides the little beauty marks, everything else seems to be good. Like the eyes are printed where they're meant to be, and his bobble is good, because that was an issue I had with the one I got in America. His head was kind of janky, and I tried to fix it, and then I ended up messing it up more. So I at least have one that properly bobbles now. But he looks great, you know. He does have these little paint marks on him, which I don't think, yeah, they're not coming off. But besides that, he seems really good, very cutesy. Side by side, they're not looking too different. This one here is the one I bought in America, and this is the one we just opened. The main differences I can see is that the head and eyes are a bit smaller than this one. There's also slight differences, like the eyes being darker on this version and the hair being a little lighter on this one. Personally, I have to say I prefer this one just because I think the eyes are a little cuter, but in general it's not like a big major difference. I think it just comes down to visually which one you prefer with this particular mold. It's not as egregious as, let's say, the monkey, for example. But overall, I'm really happy with this one as well. I kind of want to keep his little moles there. As somebody with a beauty mark myself, I relate to this little guy. Final 3 pets. These should be the fish, llama, and panda. I am praying that the llama and panda look good because they are 2 that I have wanted so badly. I'm not too fussed about the fish though because I do already own it. Here's the card for the fish, very intense. A little code that came inside. Here's our little fishy. His accessory is this bamboo leaf. Maybe they're trying to like pass it off as seaweed, I don't know. But I will say he actually looks better than the one I got from Basic Fun. So this one's colors are a bit less intense and the printing is really good on this one. A little side by side, this is the one that Basic Fun sent me and this is the one I just opened. And you can tell that the orange is a bit more intense on this one, but the yellow is more subdued and the little personality mark is more of a peach color instead of yellow. So I want to say that the tail paint is printed so much cleaner on the version I just opened. I think the mold is also a little smaller, which kind of seems to be a running theme with these blind boxes compared to the ones I got previously. But I gotta give it to the one I just opened. I think he looks better. I feel like you can also see the definition in the scales a bit better. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I feel like you can. Still wouldn't say I'm a fan of this mold, but I do like it a smidgen bit more. If the fish was this peachy color that the personality mark is instead of the dark orange, I would be more of a fan. But that's just personal preference. Second last pet, this should be the pink llama, which I am so excited about. Card! My guy looks like he's exploring the Aztec ruins in this photo. And here's the Roblox code, and I forgot to mention, this is number 71. As an LPS tuber, I gotta say it, thank dog, he is printed well. He looks great. I am so relieved. His accessories are these little red apples. And the pet looks so good. I've been looking so forward to finally getting my hands on this little guy and I love him. I will say he looks more purple than the card. The card kind of looks more like a deeper pink. But he looks really great. I'm so happy with him. I wouldn't say I own a ton of llamas, so to get another one, I'm definitely happy about it. And I really do love the color combo of this one. Just like some of the other designs, his personality mark is a lot smaller and more hidden, and it's a little star on his back, which I think looks adorable. Overall, the placement of all the printing looks really good. I think this is one of the best designs in the blind box personally. I've seen a lot of people actually like this pet, so yeah, I'm so happy that his eyes are in the right place and everything, because I probably would have cried if this guy wasn't like good. There is a bit of a color difference between his head and body, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, but in person the head is lighter than the purple on the body. It's not as bad as, say, the zebra, which I've unboxed previously, but it is a little bit noticeable, more so on camera than in person, I think, just looking through my viewfinder. But I wanted to mention it either way. I really do like the tan color they used on him though, the more neutral color palette. So I really don't have anything bad to say about this guy, honestly. I think also just because I was looking so forward to this design, I am a bit biased. So the final box, this should be the blue panda that's on the front of all of them, and then we would have gotten a full set. I have seen some people get this pet online and get a bit of graininess in the printing, so I'm really hoping we are just lucky and can end on a high note. Here's the card, it's number 70, and it's pretty simple, just a little panda sitting in the grass. Here's the Roblox code, and here's the LPS, and I have thankfully been blessed with the printing. First up, the accessory is this little bottle. My first impressions of the pet, just right off the bat, is I love her. I've been looking so forward to this pet, so I'm telling you right now, I'm just going to be gushing over her the whole time. I think the colors are so pretty. I love the purple eyes, and of course it does have the personality type in the eyes. They are little diamonds. It does still have the marking on the head, but I feel like it looks completely fine. It really just kind of matches with the whole theme. Back of the pet looks pretty good as well, but one thing I want to point out that you may have noticed is the color difference between the white on the head and body. Now this is an issue I've pointed out a bunch of times with the run of G7 LPS. It's a kind of common problem with the white pets, but I do want to note, I have a wave 1 panda here, and they managed to match the white of the head and the body. so why couldn't they do it again? I feel like it doesn't show up super well on camera, but in person it has this kind of green hue to it. Like my guy's got Lyme disease. Y'all can see that, can't you? Between the head and the body, white. It almost kind of feels like the blue from the paws might have ran into the white a bit. I just find it really weird and interesting that previously with wave 1 they were able to match the white on the pandas, but now they can't. Other than that, I do really love her design, and I'm so happy that the printing is all fine on the panda itself. I just think it's such a beautiful pet, and they really picked a good pet to kind of be the face for wave 2. I feel like at this point I'm honestly just getting used to the bodies and heads being different shades of white, so besides that I'm really happy with her and so glad that I could get a whole set. So that was actually the last blind box I had to open, and we kind of ended it off on a positive note, thankfully. So what I'm going to do now is take our little David Bowie dog out of the display, and then we're going to get into the codes, the conspiracy theories, and what's really going on with the quality of these pets. Because I don't know about you, but I want to know why these two pets came in the same blind box case, but the quality is wildly different. But before that, let's get this little guy out. Houston, we have a bit of a problem. He's glued in place. Guys, I can't get him out. So I had heard people mention this online, but I honestly didn't believe it. Like, truthfully, I was like, no way they would do that. But I really do think he is super glued to this plastic. I'm gonna try and take the plastic out of the cardboard and get a closer look, but that's kind of crazy. I've taken the plastic out and yep, he's glued in there. I'm really in shock about this. You can see the kind of glue seepage at the back of the plastic. You can also see it at the bottom. He is completely super glued in there. I'm a little disappointed, but I kind of understand. I guess they wanted to kind of secure the pet and make sure nobody was stealing him, because there were a lot of instances of people yoinking the Himalayan cat from wave 1 out of the display window. I completely understand them wanting to secure the pet in the display window more, like that makes sense. But I don't think super gluing him to the plastic was the way to do it. Like, he's stuck in here. I can't use him. Unless I like really rip apart the plastic and cut him out, he's gonna have glue residue on him. That's inevitable. So he's a damaged pet at that point. And again, I understand wanting to secure the pet so people don't steal him. Like, 100% get that. But there must be a better way to do it than super gluing it, especially if you're selling these packs on Amazon as a full case. People are gonna want to take the display pet out as well. I mean, that's even something you can do. Like, the box literally folds open so you can take it out, but then once you take it out, it's stuck to the plastic. Like, if you were gonna super glue him, you should have just made it not an option to open that part of the box at all. I know, because I bought a full case, I'm getting him anyway, but still, I just feel like super glue wasn't the answer. That's just me though. Let me know what you guys think. I actually think this one printed better than the one I got in the blind box as well, so that's a bit disappointing that he's stuck in here. But let me know what you think of the choice to super glue them in place so you can't get them out without kind of damaging the pet. Well, back in his little jail he goes. Something I quickly want to mention before we talk about the codes and conspiracy theories is that because the pet is glued into place, this also takes away from people being able to get the pet when there are no blind boxes left. I remember when wave 1 came out, there were so many people posting online that they were able to at least get the display pet when they asked the workers if they could purchase it or take it, because there were no blind boxes left. But now, if you see an empty box in store, there's a pet in it, but it's glued, so you can't really get like a pristine new pet out of it. I'm fine with them protecting their property and not wanting it to get stolen. I just really do think there could have been a better way to do it, so I do feel a little disappointed by the option to super glue the pet in place. But now that we've had a look at that and all of the blind boxes, let's get into the codes, the quality control differences, and the conspiracy theories. So, what are the codes and why do these two pets, which are the same littlest pet shop, look so different? Well, codes refer to this string of numbers and letters on the bottom of your blind boxes. It helps you identify which pet you're getting inside the box if you know the corresponding codes. In wave 2, there's two different codes, one ending in the letters KX and one ending in the letters ES. LPS. So what's the big idea? Why are there two different codes, and why does the code correspond to what type of LPS you'll be getting? Well, we kind of don't know right now. This is just speculation and theories, but I'll give you my own opinion based on what I've seen online and just collected myself. The first thing I want to say is that it is confirmed for sure that the two different codes depend on which type of pet you'll receive. The pet on the left is an ES pet, whereas the pet on the right is the one we've opened today, and that is a KX pet. In general, KX pets have a slightly smaller mold. Their eyes are usually more painted looking rather than printed and slightly grainy like the traditional ES pets we've come to know with G7. The colors are also slightly different to what's shown on the cards, for example, much like the llama I showed previously. While sometimes I think the KX pets look great, for example the KX fish on the right I think looks better than the ES fish on the left. Other times, not so much. The KX monkey on the right looks way worse than the ES monkey on the left. The colors are completely off. The mold just looks a little worse in general, and I'm just not a fan of it. I do personally prefer how the eyes look, so it's kind of a mismatch of sometimes the pets look better and sometimes not so much. But why is this? Why is there such a difference between KX pets and ES pets? Now I just want to caution, what I'm about to say is all just theories and speculations and my own opinions, so take everything I say with a grain of salt and feel free to form your own opinions in the comments down below. I personally think when it comes to KX versus ES pets, Basic Fun's trying out a new company to produce LPS and seeing what the reaction is from the community. If we look at ES pets, they are pretty much identical to the Wave 1 pets from G7. They have the same quality, the same slight graininess in some of the eyes, and are kind of what we've become used to since Wave 1. They have the slight squishiness in their heads, and the printing overall seems to be pretty decently done, because with Wave 1 I didn't really see a lot of painting errors, and the ES pets have the same kind of quality, not a lot of printing errors. Whereas these new KX pets have a smaller mold, the heads are made out of a much harder plastic, and the eyes are printed or painted using a different method, making them more of a solid color, not having that graininess that we've come to know. People speculated that Basic Fun switched manufacturers midway through production to save costs, meaning these KX pets cost less to produce, thus saving money. And while that is a pretty decent theory, I think personally it's more seeing what the community thinks and actually trying to listen to our feedback. When you look at the ES pets next to the KX pets and see their differences, you kind of realize the community's the reason this change has even happened. A lot of people didn't like the softer plastic, so Basic Fun made pets with rock hard heads. A lot of people didn't like the graininess in the eyes, so Basic Fun has now started printing the eyes with a different type of paint or method, making them more solid in color. But because of that, the accuracy seems to have also suffered. I'm in no way sitting here and defending Basic Fun's choice to have switched, but when you look at it, they are just listening to our feedback, and that feedback has also come with some downsides. The accuracy in the printing seems to not be as good. There's a lot of errors that people have experienced with eyes being misplaced, colors being wrong, or even like my possum, missing a whole part of its print. Now, am I blaming the community for wanting these things? Absolutely not. I think it's fair for the community to give feedback to Basic Fun, and I think it is a good sign that they're listening. I just think that maybe this wasn't the best option. It's kind of backfired on them and us. They gave us what we wanted: harder heads, less grainy eyes, but in return we've gotten less accurate printing and just a lot of errors in general, which is disappointing. This could be because of factory manufacturing changes, or it could be because they've changed the plastic and paint they're using. We don't know exactly what it is that's changed in the manufacturing process to lead to these changes, but very clearly something has changed between the ES pets to the KX pets. And I'm personally torn on which ones I like better. I think that I personally do prefer the more solid printed eyes that have been shown in these KX pets. I think in general they look really great. when they're printed on accurately at least. I mean, looking at the axolotl, I'd rather have the ES axolotl with the big forehead than the KX axolotl with the giga chin. But that's just personal preference. What do you want to see in your littlest pet shop? That's what it comes down to between ES and KX. Am I disappointed in these pets as a whole? No, not at all. There's definitely some disappointing pets inside of these blind boxes, just personally with the misprints that I received. But in general, I'm still happy I bought them and was able to get them. I can live with my possum being misprinted. Not so much the broken part of this dog's head, and this one's probably the most disappointing because of that. But in general, I'm fine with the pets I received. Yes, there are disappointing misprints, there are disappointing eye placements, but hopefully this is something that Basic Fun can take and learn from. They've obviously tried to listen to our feedback once, so hopefully they can listen to it again. For me personally, if there was a way to combine the solid printing of the KX eyes with everything else of the ES pets, I'd be super excited, and that would be honestly the perfect pet for me. Right now, we're either going to see one of two things, in my opinion. This is either a transitional stage where pets are going from ES to KX permanently and the quality is going to change with this transition, or hopefully this is just a test to see what people prefer, ES or KX, and from there Basic Fun will make the decision which one to continue producing. I'm kind of hoping that's the case, but I guess we'll see. Even though we had some ups and downs, I'm overall happy with the pets I was able to get. So I hope you enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making it for you guys. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe. And I will see you next time with a brand new video. Until then, bye guys!